How do they work? Well, joining us from Baton Rouge this morning with some answers is Jay Grimes. He is the state climatologist for Louisiana and a busy man. Nice to join us this morning, Jay. I appreciate it.
Good morning, sir.
This one has slowed down some. It moved so fast through Florida, but it's moving slowly through Louisiana. What does that do to you?
What that means for us is that particularly along the coastal margins of the state, the potential for additional flooding increases. What we're really concerned about right now is the tornadic activity that's been associated with the storm earlier this morning. We suspect that that could continue through later today. In fact, tornado watch has been extended till this afternoon.
Jay, without getting too technical about it, Florida didn't get tornadoes out of this hurricane. You're getting some. Why?
That's probably because right now conditions here are such that we have what we call vertical shear. There's a shift in the winds from the surface going upwards into the atmosphere. That gives you the sort of the additional rotation necessary to turn an already dangerous thunderstorm into a potential tornado.
Jay, is Louisiana particularly vulnerable in these cases because you've got so much low country and this is coming in over the bayous and the marshlands?
That's right. Certainly water is our biggest problem, even in conditions when a hurricane isn't occurring. Right now we're getting all this additional rain. They're talking about upwards to 10 inches locally in a few locations. This is low country that doesn't drain well. That spells disaster for some people.
Is this behaving as you expected in terms of its movement? It's going to go right up the state, I gather.
That's the way the National Hurricane Center has called it, and they've been right on for the most part. It's slowed down a little bit, and I don't think they anticipated that. But essentially, the storm's doing what they expected it to do, and I have to give it to the experts.
Why do you get it so bad? I mean, you know, I was interested. Florida really hasn't had as many storms as I would have thought when we went back over the history, but you get hit in Louisiana with persistent regularity.
Historically, Louisiana's not the place to be, maybe, if you want to think about hurricanes. Our coastline gets hit more than any other along the Gulf Coast, and that has at least in part to do with the curvature of the storms. They typically take that movement first north and then frequently northeasterly. We just happen to be in the right geographic spot to take the brunt of those storms.
Yeah, bad for the people of Louisiana. Interesting, I suppose, for a climatologist.
Good for business, bad for the folks, that's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks very much, Jay Grimes. I appreciate your being with us. Somebody said, as bad as this storm is, one of the imposing things to think about is this is the beginning of hurricane season, and we're only in Hurricane Andrew. It is 5 minutes before the hour. Good Morning America continues in just a moment.
And is coming up. You can see Lake Charles behind me, and boy, the winds are picking up too. We just lost the light, so we're sort of getting down to the basics. In this next half hour, we'll talk to a psychologist about how to prepare children for disasters like this, and obviously we'll have more updates on the hurricane from down here. Charlie?
And our consumer editor, Paul. Andrew is back, and Gulf Coast residents who stayed behind are battling one of the worst hurricanes of this century.